President Biden is working to unite Democrats around his $3.5 trillion human infrastructure plan ahead of the House's return to the Capitol next week.
Washington correspondent Jesse Turnur joins us live this morning from Capitol Hill with the inter-party debate. Good morning, Jesse.
Yeah, good morning to you as well, Jessica and Bill. The president is leaning on his decades worth of experience of legislating on the Hill to try to bring all Democrats on board, but some issues may split them too much for them to be included in the bill.
We can build an economy that gives working people a fair shot this time.
President Biden continues to pitch his $3.5 trillion human infrastructure plan, not only to American families, but also the Democrats who are still on the fence.
My plan benefits ordinary Americans, not those at the top who don't need the help.
The president's proposal would provide free preschool and community college and make daycare, childcare, and elder care more affordable. It would also lower prescription drug costs by giving Medicare the power to negotiate prices.
We can invest in our people, giving our families a little help with their toughest expenses.
But other than the plan's price tag,
this is insanity. It is fiscally irresponsible.
Prescription drug pricing has become the latest divide among progressive and moderate Democrats. Oregon Congressman Kurt Schrader was one of 3 Democrats to vote against the current provision in committee and criticized the overall process.
In 1 month, we're put together a $3.5 trillion bill that has no chance of passing the Senate.
President Biden also still has to unite his party over how he plans to fund the majority of his economic agenda, raising taxes on wealthy Americans and large corporations.
It's about time working people got the tax breaks in this country.
And the House has also committed to voting on the Senate-passed traditional infrastructure bill by September 27th. But with all these other negotiations happening, that self-imposed deadline could slide. Live in Washington, I'm Jesse Turnur.
And Jesse, what else do lawmakers have to tackle when they return to Washington next week?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot on their plate, but really the most pressing, most looming is the fact that the federal government runs out of money next month. And so while Democrats are working to increase that debt ceiling, which is something that has been bipartisan in the past, and they continue to note that, Republicans are pushing back, saying that Democrats control both chambers in the White House, so they should just move forward on that alone.
Jesse Turnur live this morning on Capitol Hill. Thank you, Jesse.